Welcome to a new episode from English Plus Podcast. This is English Plus in Action. Well, this is the very first episode from English in Action, and the whole point is about learning English in context, but not any context. We're talking about learning English in the context of games. And of course, we're not talking about games where there's no dialogue, there's no story. We're talking about story-rich games. And we're going to start our series with a very interesting and very relevant story, actually, of a video game. This video game is called Detroit Become Human. It's about AI, about androids, about the interaction between humans and androids, of course, as a sci-fi story, but I bet you're going to like it. We're going to start right away so that I don't have a lot to say before we actually start English in Action. So let's get to it.
Negotiator on site. Pete, negotiator on site.
So we're talking about a negotiator here. Obviously, we have a hostage situation. Somebody has been taken as a hostage. That's why we have a negotiator. But I don't need that I have to say that. This looks like an android, not a human being. So.
Please, you gotta save my little girl. Wait. You're sending an android?
All right, ma'am. We need to go.
You can't do that. Why aren't you sending a real person?
So obviously the mother doesn't want that. She wants a real person to try and save her daughter. She's so shocked and distressed at seeing this android trying to save her daughter, but we'll see what happens.
My men are ready to step in. Just give the order. Fuck.
Captain Allen, my name is Connor. I'm the android sent by CyberLife.
It's firing at everything that moves. It already shot down 2 of my men. We could easily get it, but they're on the edge of the balcony. If it falls, she falls.
Do you know its name?
I haven't got a clue. Does it matter?
I need information to determine the best approach. Do you know if it's been behaving strangely before this?
Listen, saving that kid is all that matters. So either you deal with this fucking android now, or I'll take care of it.
Okay, here, let's just stop for a second because I just took notes of some of the important things that, just appeared in the conversation. First of all, he said that his men are ready to step in. When you're talking about stepping in, that means you're ready to take action in this case. All right. And there's something else when he said if it falls, obviously the officer is mentioning the android as it, not as he or she. So if it falls, she falls. We're talking about a fact here. All right. And here's a conditional. Here's a very good use of the conditional. If water reaches 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. All right, so we're talking about we're using both present simple in both the conditional sentence, the conditional phrase, and the result phrase. And here's the same: if it falls, we can kill it. It's easy, but it's on the edge. So if it falls, the girl falls with it. And there's also something interesting when he asked him about, or when Connor asked the officer about the name of that android on the balcony. The officer didn't care, and he said, does it matter, etc. But Connor has a very specific purpose behind that. He wants more information to decide on the best approach. Now, when you want to think about your best approach, the approach is the way you want, or the way you're going to solve a problem, or to approach, obviously, a problem. So if you have a problem and you have many different types of solutions, you can call these approaches. Those are the ways you try to solve a problem. And that's what Connor was talking about. So we talked about stepping in and this little conditional sentence thing about if it falls, she falls, and the best approach. Now, let's continue. This type of thing reminds me of Batman game, just like when Batman goes around the room and analyzes the data for evidence and stuff, and then they reconstruct the scene to see what happened. It's happening exactly the same way here. So obviously the deviant took the father's gun. And here you might be wondering why we're calling this android deviant. Because obviously when you deviate from something, you don't do what you're supposed to do. So that is why we call this android deviant, because it's killing people, it's kidnapping people, holding hostages. So obviously that's why it is called a deviant.
All units hold positions. Negotiators going in.
By the way, I played this game myself and I recorded this. I'm sorry. And it's so beautiful. The game is so beautiful to play. I mean, it's so enjoyable. I highly recommend it. And there are a lot of options. At some point, you may lose main characters. They may die. Well, so it seems the android or the deviant has a very good relationship with the very girl he's taken hostage. So that's kind of strange. I guess we will need more evidence or more clues. So obviously the child didn't hear the gunshots because she was wearing her headphones, and that's why she didn't hear anything. So there were gunshots, there were people dead. That's obvious. Okay, I'm sorry about this, but yeah. Now here's the first victim. So probably that's the main reason of death or main cause of death. This bullet wounds to the heart and to the lung. And that's the father, deceased. Deceased, by the way, means dead, but that's maybe the professional word or the more formal word to use for dead. So, as we can see from the reconstruction of what happened, the android surprised the father and just shot without asking questions. And the father was looking at his tablet, so maybe there's something on this tablet. There's the tablet, you can see it.
Your order for an AP700 android has been registered.
Okay, so here we can understand the reason behind maybe this deviant's actions. They were trying to replace the android with another one. Actually, the father already bought the new android. Maybe that got him mad, but after all, it's an android. It's a robot. It shouldn't be angry.
The family's android. He may have taken the lives of at least one family member and a police officer. If confirmed, this would be the first case of an android deliberately taking human lives. By all signs, the SWAT team are preparing for an assault, and
There is another casualty, and this time it's a he is a police officer. Yeah. We need to be careful what we say it and he for in this case, but because it's about androids and human beings. So let's see what happened. Well, obviously the police officer tried to shoot the android. The android was taking the girl, taking her outside on the balcony, and the officer took a shot, but he didn't hit the android. He hit it on he hit the shoulder maybe, but he got mortally wounded and he died. All right, there's the gun. That's the officer's gun. That's the girl's shoe. I don't know how important that will be, or as a clue. Oh, but here, you know, just like we know something, that the hostage may be wounded.
What are we waiting for? We should take down this asshole.
So we know something, that the blue blood belongs to androids. So that's something to keep in mind for later, of course. I believe now it's time to go out and confront the kidnapper. Yeah, there are no more clues to search for. It's time to go outside.
Stay back! Don't come any closer or I'll jump!
No, please, I'm begging you!
Hi, Daniel. My name is Connor.
How do you know my name?
I know a lot of things about you. I've come to get you out of this.
So just let me stop quickly here, because there's a very interesting expression that we use all the time. When the android said, "Don't come any closer or I'll jump." This is a threat. This is a way to threat people. If don't do this or I'll do that. You know, just this kind of expression, we use that a lot. Of course, I'm not encouraging you to threaten people, but I'm just saying that this is a way to threaten people. Don't bother me or I will leave. You know, it could be something as simple as that. It's not about jumping and killing people, but that is a way we use to threaten people. Don't do this or I will do that. You know, so that's exactly what the android said to Connor. But Connor seems to, you know, to be approaching, remember the word approach, to be approaching this negotiation with a way that he wants to gain his trust, gain its trust, gain the deviant's trust. So let's see what's going to happen next.
I know you're angry, Daniel. But you need to trust me and let me help.
I don't want your help! Nobody can help me! All I want is for all this to stop! I just want all this to stop! Are you armed?
Yes, I have a gun.
Drop it! No sudden moves or I'll shoot!
There. No more gun. They were going to replace you, and you became upset. That's what happened, right?
I thought I was part of the family. I thought I mattered. But I was just their toy. Something to throw away when you're done with it.
I know you and Emma were very close. You think she betrayed you, but she's done nothing wrong.
She lied to me! I thought she loved me. But I was wrong. She's just like all the other humans.
Daniel, no!
So here I just want to stop to tell you about a very important word, and this one is betray. Now, the deviant, or Daniel, its name is Daniel, thinks that the girl betrayed him. She didn't want him anymore. She wanted him to be replaced by maybe a newer model or a better model, etc. He or it thinks that the girl betrayed him. Now, when you betray someone, you do something behind their back, or you break your promises with them, or you can do a lot of damage, especially after they trust you. Now, if you just do damage to a person, or if you just lie to a person that, this person doesn't care about you, that's not betrayal. But betrayal happens between people, or in this case, an android and a person that trust each other. When you break this trust, when you break a promise, etc., you betray a person. So let's continue. Let's see what's going to happen. I'm excited.
Listen, I know it's not your fault. These emotions you're feeling are just errors in your software.
No, it's not my fault. I never wanted this. I loved them, you know? But I was nothing to them. Just a slave to be ordered around. I can't stand that noise anymore. Tell that helicopter to get out of here.
The situation is under control.
Well, this is a common thing that you hear a lot when we talk about police or armed forces, when you say the situation is under control. Now, it seems that Connor has everything under control. That's why it told the helicopter to go away. So this is a very interesting expression as well. The situation is under control. Now, it doesn't have to be in, situations, hostage situations, or even dangerous situations. Sometimes, your boss can come to you and ask you about how the work is going, and you can tell your boss that everything is under control. That means I'm going to meet my deadlines, I'm going to deliver all these things I promised to deliver, etc. Everything is under control. That's a very interesting expression. But I know that you don't want to hear about that now. I know you want to see what's going to happen. How is it going to end? Now, what do you think? Well, let's see.
I did what you wanted. You have to trust me, Daniel. Let the hostage go, and I promise you, everything will be fine.
I want everyone to leave. And I want a car. When I'm outside the city, I'll let her go.
That's impossible, Daniel. Let the girl go, and I promise you won't be hurt.
I don't want to die.
You're not going to die. We're just going to talk. Nothing will happen to you. You have my word. Okay.
I trust you.
Wow. That's betrayal. That's to betray. Daniel trusted Connor, and then Connor crossed him. So that is betrayal. You lied to me. Yeah.
You lied to me.
It has no feelings at all. Just a job. He got the job done and he left. Or it. Sorry, it will take me some time to get used to it. Now, of course, we're going to move on to talk about another android. It's not going to be just Connor. We're going to have other androids in the story, and it's a brilliant story, by the way. I have to tell you that. But anyway, I'll do something now, maybe not every single time, but I will do it now, and I highly recommend that you do that too. After you finish a very short piece like this story, it doesn't have to be a game, of course. It could be a game, it could be a movie, or even something you're reading. Try to summarize what happened. When you summarize what happened, you will have to use some of the vocabulary that they used in the game or in the movie or in the series or in the book, whatever. So that will help you use the language you're reading or you're watching. So let's summarize what happened. There was a hostage situation at the beginning of the story. And obviously, in a hostage situation, you would send a negotiator because the hostage is usually threatened. And this person, the kidnapper, usually is threatening to kill the hostage if anyone comes close to him. They usually have demands, and if their demands are met, they will release the hostage, or at least that's what they promise to do. That's why we have a negotiator. Now, usually the negotiator is a specialized person from maybe the police, some kind of police, maybe FBI, maybe police force. Anyway, the point is the negotiator came, but surprise, surprise, it is not a person. It is an android. And when the mother sees that the negotiator is an android, she got mad. She didn't want an android to solve the problem that an android started in the first place. An android kidnapped or killed her husband, kidnapped her daughter, and is threatening to throw her off the roof together with him, of course. But she doesn't want an android to do this job because her problem is already with an android. Now, Connor gets in, talks to the lieutenant or captain, I can't remember. But anyway, he talked to the officer in charge, and this officer told him that the top priority is to get the girl alive. And he doesn't care how Connor does it as long as he does it. And if he doesn't do it, he will go and do it. And God knows how he's going to do that. But anyway, Connor gathers some information. It seems that the android learned, or the android's name is Daniel. Daniel learned that they were going to replace him. The family was going to replace him with maybe a better android or a different android. And he got mad. It got mad. And the reaction was, it overreacted. It didn't actually react. When we say you react to something, usually the reaction, has the same level of offense or whatever. It got offended, but it overreacted. It killed the father. It killed a couple of officers. It took the girl hostage, and it threatened to kill the girl as well. So that is definitely overreaction. That's why now an android is a robot. A robot is supposed to serve people. That's what we get. Maybe Connor is a little bit different, of course, but other robots, and we'll learn more about that in the rest of the story. They're supposed to serve people, to do exactly what they say. But when they start to do something else, to deviate, that's when we call them deviants. And Daniel was definitely a deviant. Now, of course, Connor, after gathering some clues, he learned about his name. He learned about why why Daniel is angry. Connor goes to the balcony. And Connor starts to negotiate. He started to gain Daniel's trust. And of course, at some point, Connor convinced Daniel to leave the girl or to let the girl go. And as soon as Daniel let the girl go, snipers from the other building shot Daniel dead. Of course, shot him dead. Now, the point is, we talked about betrayal. Daniel thought that the girl betrayed him, etc. The whole family betrayed him. And that's exactly what Connor did. Now, of course, Connor seems to be an officer or police officer or some kind of police officer. So here it was doing its job. It's not about betrayal. It tried to gain Daniel's trust, and then it betrayed the trust. Remember, in this part, we talked about a couple of things like stepping in, if it falls, she falls, the best approach, the hostage. When we're talking about the girl might be wounded, when you cut yourself, maybe when you're just slicing something with a knife, you may cut yourself. Now, if you cut yourself, that doesn't mean you're going to die. It's just a cut, but that means you're wounded. There's blood. That is wounded. The girl was wounded, obviously, but she was not badly hurt. I mean, her father was not that lucky. But anyway, we got the word wounded, and we talked about this threat. When you want to threat people, don't come. That's when Daniel told Connor, don't come any closer or I'll jump. And then we talked about betray, and finally we talked about the situation is under control. Now you can take these as notes, and I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to cover every single word or phrase in the story because that's going to kill the story. Just like we want to have some fun watching the story itself because the story is amazing. But what I'm trying to do is to help you find the best approach. Remember, the best approach to learn from movies, to learn from video games. But trust me, video games are a lot better than movies, especially if you play them. But I know when you play, you don't have time to learn English. But if you really want, just play them once, and the second play, especially for this game, because your choices matter and it will change the outcome or the result of your actions. So you may play this game twice. The first time you play it, you may not want to stop for those English words. You just want to enjoy the experience. But maybe you play it again and you stop at some of these words. And as I told you, I'm not going to explain all the words. You will have to do that. And of course, if you have anything in mind you want to ask me about, you can leave your comments. You can ask me about anything and I will answer you. But now let's go back to the story. Now the part of the story where we meet Connor is done. We're going to meet two more androids. Let's see who's next.
This is the top-of-the-range household assistant. It cooks 10,000 different dishes.
Come on, Zoe, let's go.
200 languages and dialects. And handles the kids' homework at elementary school. Good afternoon. Can I help you?
So obviously we're an Android shop and they're telling the customers about the features of the different Androids. I mean, cooking 10,000 dishes. Imagine that.
$99 with a 48 months interest-free credit. And it comes with a 2-year warranty for parts and work around the house. Painting, plumbing, gardening, repairs.
We'll take it.
An excellent choice. If you'll just follow me, we'll process the order.
How much is that one?
The NP800 is slightly more expensive, but it has many other functions. Come along and I'll show you.
Now, I just want to stop here just to tell you about something interesting because you will see that a lot when you want to buy something. He says that this comes with 24-month credit. Now, when you talk about 24-month credit, that means you can pay in installments. You don't pay up front. I mean, it was like $8,000. You don't pay the $8,000 up front. You divide the $8,000 by 48 months, and then you pay every month, an installment every month. That's what they call 24-month or 48-month credit. All right. This is an expression, but it's very important because when you want to buy things, sometimes you don't want to pay up front. You want to pay in installments. Okay, let's continue.
I don't like this guy.
There it is. It was a bit difficult getting it back in working order.
Okay.
It was really messed up. What'd you say happened to it again?
The car hit it. Stupid accident.
Ah, I see. Anyway, it's as good as new now, except that we had to reset it. Meaning we had to wipe its memory. I hope you don't mind.
That'll be fine.
Okay. Did you give it a name?
My daughter did.
AX400, register your name.
Kara.
My name is Kara.
So here it was very short, this one, but we meet Kara. We're going to learn more about Kara, of course, but we meet Kara. She's in a shop, but obviously it's not new. Now we can see that it was fixed, and the reason why it was fixed because the employee was saying that it was messed up. It was broken in a way that was not regular. I mean, talk about when you see a car after an accident. The car is messed up. It needs a lot of work. And, because there was an accident, yeah, you can imagine that the car would be messed up. But an android messed up. Why? What happened? Now, according to the owner, that it got in a car accident. So, just from the beginning, I don't think I can believe that. But anyway, let's get along with it. But you can see that Android are sold in shops like that. There are different Androids, different models with different functions. And some of these functions are crazy. I mean, like cooking 10,000 dishes, speaking 200 languages, helping your kids with their homework all the way to university. That's just crazy. Who knows? We might have something like that in the future. And here comes my first question to you. Just like it's not just about learning vocabulary or learning some structure. I'm going to ask you questions, and I would love if you answer these questions in the comment section. If we had something like that in the future, would you buy an Android? Yes or no? Would you buy an Android, keep the Android at home with you at all times? Would you do that? Yes or no? Why or why not? Okay, let's have this as our very first question for this episode. Now let's continue and meet our third Android. Now, of course, here we're continuing with Kara, and, the man is taking her home. Obviously, Kara is the android of his daughter, sorry. But here's a chance to get to know the setting of the story. You can see this is Detroit, but this is future Detroit with all these androids. You can see androids everywhere. Androids doing all the, all kinds of labor. We have all those billboards. What did I tell you? Exactly like a movie. I mean, look at it. It's just like you're watching a movie. It's just longer, better, and you get to control the characters. You get to control some of the outcomes. I mean, look at the androids here, just like... Now, this man is saying, I lost my job because of androids. So, there's the flip side as well. And this is something we're going to talk a lot about in the episodes to come. Alright, here is the third android.
Would you like to go home now?
Yes, please. Yes, I think that's enough for one day.
Here, let me help you.
Oh, thank you, dear.
We've got the secrets of androids. Oh, of course, I'm not going to read the entire thing, but I just want to talk about the title. How CyberLife designs its androids to coexist with humans. Now, this is a very interesting word, coexist. Now, when you talk about coexist, that means exist together with a person. Now, like we coexist with animals. I mean, like we coexist with nature, like we coexist with certain peoples. It's very important to coexist. We exist together. All right, that's a very interesting word. And here, of course, the secrets of androids, and how they build androids to coexist with humans. But let's continue. Here's something about climate change as well. A very interesting way to have magazines in the future, right? I mean, we already have something close to that when we talk about tablets, and iPads and stuff. But maybe we will have magazines like that in the future someday. Who knows? Now, we can already see in this park that androids are doing the jobs that usually humans do. And androids, take care of the elderly and children. So, maybe they're replacing us in ways we want or we don't want. Who knows? But the definite thing is that there are a lot of androids. They're everywhere.
Is this? A life of plastic and metal? A life with no soul?
So we can already see that not everybody is happy about androids. Some people are talking against them in public. Alright. This android is going to the paint shop. I don't know if it is a painter or maybe it works for a painter. We'll see.
Identification verified. Here is your order number 847. That will be $63.99. Please confirm payment.
Payment confirmed.
Transaction complete.
Oh. Payment is very easy. They just send a signal and it's over. Transaction complete.
Where the fuck you going, Tin Can? No kidding. Hey guys, check it out. We got one of those tin cans here.
Look at this little motherfucker. You steal our jobs, but you can't even stand up.
You ain't going anywhere. We're gonna fuck your bitch ass up. Yeah, waste it.
Do it!
Alright. It's enough. Leave it alone.
Let us teach this bastard a lesson.
You damage it, I'm gonna have to find you.
We can take your job next. We'll see how you like it.
Okay. Let's go. Run along.
So obviously there's a lot of resentment, a lot of hatred between humans and androids. Maybe not all of them, because we saw that some androids getting along very well with other humans, like those people, like those androids and people we saw in the park. But definitely not everybody. Some people lost their jobs to androids, and they're not happy about it. They're angry about it. They're protesting about it. And when this android just passed through some angry crowd, there are not a lot of people. There aren't so many people, but anyway, this small crowd, this small angry crowd, they stopped him and, you know, they harassed the android. But the police officer came in time to stop them, and he threatened that if you don't stop this, he threatened the human, if you don't stop this, if you damage the android, I'm going to fine you. Now, when you fine someone, you make him or her, obviously, pay a fine in money because you do some damage, you pay some fine. Not everything you do and you just go to jail. No, you don't go to jail for every single thing, especially if it's a very small thing. But if you damage something, you get fined. So that's another word you may want to take a note of. But now let's continue. This android was going to the bus stop.
We got families to feed, and these androids are taking our
Customers are reminded that
Here comes the bus. Obviously, there's an android compartment and their human compartment. Now, if you look at this, of course, you're going to say that it's fine. It's an android. They're androids. They're machines. But keep in mind that this is a common thing. This is a common picture. I mean, the creators of the game, they're trying to remind us of some darker times in our past when we used to put some people in the back and some other people in the front. It's exactly like segregation happened in the past. Of course, it's not happening anymore between human beings, but now it's happening with androids. So they're kind of, you know, just like playing with our emotions. But anyway, that was done. You know, the android went on its way on the bus back home, and now we get back to Kara. Now, obviously, there's something suspicious about this man. I mean, how did Kara get messed up in the first place? We'll see about that.
You coming? You've been gone for 2 weeks, so the place is a mess. You do the housework, the washing, you cook the meals, and you take care of... God damn it, where the fuck's the brat gone now? Alice! Alice! Oh, there you are. That's Alice. You look after her. Homework, bath, all that crap. Got it?
Yes, Todd.
Get started down here, then you do upstairs.
All right, so we can see from the beginning that Todd is not a very nice man. First of all, his language is terrible, you know, and I'm not going to comment on these words, and I'm not going to delete them either, because you can hear them in all. I mean, whatever you watch on TV, you're going to hear this bad language. I'm not going to comment on that. Again, I'm not going to delete it. So, if you don't want to hear it at all, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to censor it out. But we know something, you know, there's something, I almost forgot. He said the place is a mess. Now, when you talk about a place where it needs all this cleaning up, you can say the place is a mess. Now, obviously, there's something that we remember that they wiped out. We should remember that they wiped out Kara's memory. So, it doesn't remember a lot, or it doesn't remember anything, or so it seems. It is supposed to take care of, to look after. That may be something that you want to write down. To look after someone, you know, it's to take care of someone. It's the same thing. So it is supposed to look after Alice.
Bring me a cold beer.
Not a very nice person, yeah. But anyway, for some people, some may argue that this is what androids are for. They're supposed to serve us. They're just like robots. But not these androids.
I'll head upstairs.
Do what you have to do, but stop bothering me.
So, we have antidepressant. We have a gun. It's not looking good.
Watch it.
I just want to tidy up your room a little. I only need 2 minutes. Is that okay, Alice?
So Alice is afraid of something. Or someone.
Alice
in Wonderland. Yeah.
Of course.
So, Kara is supposed to make the bed and ventilate the room. Now, make the bed, that's interesting, you know. I know it's not a very difficult thing, but remember that we make the bed. We don't do the bed. We don't prepare the bed. We don't do anything like that. We make the bed. That's exactly what she did. And then ventilating the room simply by opening the window. You let some air in the room. You ventilate. That's the word here. You see, there's a lot to learn. I'm really overlooking a lot of other things. I don't want to talk about everything, not to ruin the experience, the watching experience, but there is a lot to learn. Trust me.
I'm sure we used to be friends before I was reset. Maybe we can be friends again. Your father said you chose my name. Kara. It's nice. How did you choose it? You should tell me about yourself. What you like to do, where you like to go, your favorite foods. That would really help me. What about your mother? Will she be home soon?
So obviously Alice is in shock. She's afraid. And probably she's afraid of her father. And she gave Kara this key, the key to the box. So let's see what she's going to find out in that box. Now we can already have a feeling about what happened to Kara earlier. How it got messed up. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. So that's the picture of the family. Father and mother, but we still don't know anything about her mother. If she's dead, she left, who knows? But the images here are disturbing. These images are, drawn by Alice. And here's where Todd hit Kara. And here's where Todd broke Kara. And Alice is sad. So obviously we can already tell that Todd is a bad person. Maybe not just yet, but Todd is not a very nice person at all. Maybe he's doing the same to his daughter. Maybe, just maybe, when Kara tried to defend Alice, Todd started hitting her and actually broke her. I'm sorry, I keep saying her, right? Broke it, I know.
I'm playing.
You're playing. I know what you're thinking. You think your dad's a lowlife? Huh? Fucking loser? Can't get a job, take care of his family? Don't you think I tried to make things work? But whatever I do, when someone comes along, they just fuck it all up! I know what you think of me. You hate me. You hate me, don't you? Say it! You hate me! God, what am I doing? I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know I love you, don't you? You know I love you.
Now, one thing we know for sure is that, let's summarize what we know about Kara. I mean, we could see at the beginning that, just like Kara was fixed and she was reset, her memory was wiped very conveniently. And Todd came to get her back to the house, to take care of Alice, to take care of the entire house and of course. And we can see that Todd is not a nice person. He swears a lot. He's not nice even to his own daughter. And he is actually, when he talked about the house, that the house is messed up, the real thing that is messed up is him. He is so messed up. He's already taking antidepressants. There's a gun, and there's those images, there's those drawings that Alice drew in her little box, and she gave Kara the keys too. We can see that they were happy, but then something happened, and then Todd broke. Actually, what we can say broke. He got the android messed up, and not a car accident as he claimed. He broke the android. He broke Kara, and then I started yelling at his daughter, and then he started apologizing. So the guy is really messed up. But we'll see what happens. The problem is that Kara doesn't remember anything, or not yet. We'll see what happens next. And let's continue now. We're going to continue with the third android. We saw that the one who picked up the colors from the color shop. The paint shop, sorry. Yeah, let's continue. It seems like this android is living in a very nice place. Marcus. Okay, so we got the first one was Connor. The second android is Kara. Now the third android is Marcus. Oh, very nice house indeed. All right. So obviously these birds as well are androids. These are android birds. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, these are androids. They never eat. They never, just like mess up the place. I don't know. You may like the idea, you may not. Just let me know if you would you get android birds? Well, it's up to you. I mean, would you get android pets like dogs and cats and stuff like that? Or would you prefer the real deal? But what if the android acted exactly like a real dog or a real cat? And, they look exactly the same. Would you get an android dog? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. So now Marcus is going to wake up Carl. Now we'll see. Obviously, Carl is the painter, not Marcus. Obviously, a very famous painter. Look at the house he has.
Good morning, Carl.
Good morning.
It's 10 a.m. The weather is partly cloudy, 54 degrees, 80% humidity with a strong possibility of afternoon showers.
It sounds like a good day to spend in bed.
I did go to pick up the paint that you ordered.
Oh, yes, I've forgotten. That is the difference between you and me, right, Marcus? You never forget anything.
Show me your arm, please, Carl.
No.
Carl. Thank you.
I just opened my eyes and I'm already gritting my teeth. Humans are such a fragile machine. They break down so quickly. All this effort to keep them going. Hey, what happened to your clothes?
Oh, it's nothing. Just some demonstrators in the street, Carl.
What a bunch of idiots. They think they can stop progress by roughing up a few androids? I hope they didn't harm you.
Oh, no. They just pushed me around, Carl. I'm fine. Okay. I'll take you to the bathroom now.
Here there are a couple of things I want to talk about. He said, Carl actually. Carl said that humans are so fragile. When you are fragile, or when you talk about fragile things, that easy to break. And that's exactly what he was talking about. I mean, look at us, he said. He was talking about his body, how easy it is to break, and it needs a lot of maintenance, especially at old age or when you get sick. Not like androids. And obviously we can get a vibe that Carl is a very nice person, and that he's very nice to Marcus. And Marcus is doing what he's supposed to do, serve Carl. But obviously there's something special between Carl and Marcus. Let's continue. Who knows? Maybe Carl doesn't have any children and, Marcus is like his own child.
Anything special on the agenda today?
Yes, there's the opening of your retrospective at the Museum of Modern Art. The gallery director left 4 messages asking to confirm your attendance.
I haven't decided yet.
So as I told you, very famous artist. There's his retrospective, his old paintings and stuff, just at a museum. There's this exhibition.
No, Carl.
Oh, there's Leo.
I can call him if you like.
No. No, don't bother.
So maybe we were wrong about the children part. Maybe Carl has some children, has a son actually, Leo.
Starving.
Well, your breakfast is ready. Bacon and eggs, just the way you like them.
Thank you, Marcus.
You're welcome.
Very nice house. I love this house. Wow. I mean, yeah, it happens when you play the game, just like these awkward moments when you try to reach out for something and you don't get it because you're pressing on the wrong buttons or the wrong combination. It happens, especially at the beginning. But trust me, once you get past this, just like first couple of stages when you just trying to get to know how to control the game or control the characters in the game, it's wonderful.
Thank you, Marcus. Television.
Tensions continue to rise on the Arctic since Russia unilaterally declared the region part of its national territory. Several Russian warships have taken position in the Barents Sea since Saturday, and the Russian flag now flies over the island.
Why don't you find something to do while I finish my breakfast?
Sure. Okay, Carl.
On the other hand, last night, the American ambassador again
So find something to do.
informed an emergency meeting of the UN that the United States would not accept this annexation under any circumstances. Several American destroyers are reported to be headed for the Barents Sea. Douglas Cornwall, chairman of the UN, announced at a press.
Well, they decided to play chess.
Sure, yeah.
Speed chess.
Speed chess it is.
Oh. That was just a little bit too easy. Are your circuits rusty? Or you're just taking pity on an old man?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Taking pity on someone, that means you feel sorry for this person. And that's why you don't treat this person, just like the way you're supposed to treat a normal person. I mean, you go easy on this person because you have pity on that person. It's exactly what's happening here. I mean, just like Marcus could have won, but he let Carl win to make him happy. Out of pity, maybe. That's what Carl's saying.
Well, I thought you'd enjoy winning.
Never throw a match, Marcus. If you can win, win. That's what got humanity where it is today. One day I won't be here to take care of you anymore. You'll have to protect yourself and make your choices. Decide who you are and want to become. This world doesn't like those who are different, Marcus. Don't let anyone tell you who you should be. Let's go to the studio.
Well, the couple of sentences Carl said are very, very important. Now, of course, the strange thing that he's saying that to an android, to a machine. But it seems that Carl is a little bit open-minded, and because, this android, I mean, if you look at the androids, Kara, Marcus, Connor, and even Daniel, just at the beginning of the game, it's not like you're talking about those machines that we see today, just like lifeless, no emotions, whatever. They look pretty much, and, just like they kind of behave pretty much like people. And what if they can feel? I mean, Daniel felt that he was being replaced and he was angry, and all these are feelings that are supposed to happen to humans only. Now, of course, there's something that's going to happen, and you're already guessing what's going to happen, just like there are deviants. Not all androids are the same, some of them are just obedient, some of them are deviants, some of them do what they're supposed to do, some of them don't. Now, but here what Carl is saying is very important. Now, usually we say that to each other. We say that to people, just like you decide who you want to be. Don't let anybody tell you who you are. You make the choices. You make your own choices. And by making your own choices, you will become whoever you want to be. So, big words. And, just like Carl seems like a philosopher here. Of course, he's an artist. He has a vision. Just... Let's see, they're going to the studio. What are they going to do? Wow. Very nice studio as well. Very high tech as well.
Let's see where we left off. Remove the sheet.
It's very admirable how, you know, just like and you can see that technology has served Carl well. I mean, with an android that helps him all day long with the things he can do for himself, or at least making his life easier, with this machine, with this big arm, robotic arm that's taking it up and down wherever he wants to go to keep painting those big paintings that he's been doing all his life. So yes, technology is good for some part. I mean, that's the whole point about this whole game, this whole story. It's, you know, just like it's always this, you'll be torn between being with technology and artificial intelligence and androids or against them. And we'll talk more about that, of course. We'll have a lot. We'll have plenty of chances to discuss that. But if you have anything to say, of course, just leave it in the comment section below. So Marcus is just cleaning up the studio. Nothing interesting, but we'll see if something else happens now.
So, what's your verdict, Marcus?
Now, when you say what's your verdict, that's very interesting. What's your verdict? That means what's your kind of like, what's your judgment? What do you like that? Do you don't like it? You hate it, etc. What's your verdict? Now, of course, this is a little bit not formal, but it's you know, just like we don't usually use that in everyday language, but that's the verdict because that's something that they do in a court of law. That's the verdict when you have a, you know, the juries, you know, they have their verdict. So, but we can use that in everyday conversation when we say, what's your verdict? You show something nice, you create something, you make something, you show it to your friends, to your family, to other people, and you're just waiting for them to know what they think. So you say, what's the verdict? What do you think? That's exactly what it means.
Yes, there is something about it. Something I can't quite define. I guess I like it.
The truth is, I have nothing left to say anymore. Each day that goes by brings me closer to the end. I'm just an old man clinging to his brushes.
Carl.
But enough about me. Let's see if you have any talent. Give it a try. Try painting something.
Paint? But would I... Painting what?
Anything you want. Give it a try.
So here's also the question that, can artificial intelligence and androids be creative? Let's see. It's an exact replica. A perfect copy.
Of reality. But painting is not about replicating the world. It's about interpreting, improving on it, showing something you see.
Carl, I don't think I can do that. It's not in my program.
Go on, go. Try it. Grab that canvas. Do something for me. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Trust me. Try to imagine something that doesn't exist, something you've never seen. Now concentrate on how it makes you feel and let your hand drift across the canvas.
So it's going to draw something about despair, identity and despair. Let's see what's going to come up with. Just love this scene.
God.
Wow. All right. Here comes Leo.
Hey, Dad.
Leo. I didn't hear you come in.
No, I was in the neighborhood. I thought I'd stop by. It's been a while, right?
You all right? You don't look so good.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Hey, listen, I need some cash, Dad.
Again? What happened to the money I just gave you?
Well, it just goes, you know?
Yeah, you're on it again, aren't you?
No, I swear it's not that.
No, don't lie to me, Leo.
What difference does it make? I just need some cash, that's all.
Sorry. The answer's no.
What? Why?
You know why.
Yeah, I think I do know why. You'd rather take care of your plastic toy here than your own son, right? Tell me, Dad, what's it got that I don't? Smarter? More obedient? Not like me, right? But you know what? This thing is not your son. It's a fucking machine!
Leo, that's enough. Enough.
You don't care about anything except yourself and your goddamn paintings. You've never loved anyone. You never loved me, Dad. You never loved me.
So, obviously there's a problem between Leo and his dad, Carl. Carl seems to be a very nice person, but that's not the case for Leo. Leo looks like an addict, and just like he doesn't bother to see his father only when he needs his cash, when he needs money. And now, of course, we can't judge just yet if Leo is the bad guy or his father is the bad guy. We don't know, but from what we've seen so far, Carl seems to be the good person, and Carl is, doing something strange. But we will see that later in the story that it is very important, because he's kind of like telling Carl to think for itself, to imagine things, to be creative. To make its own choices, to decide who it wants to be. And that's very important for the future of the story. But I guess that is good enough for one episode. We're going to stop here. Next time we're going to continue. We're going to continue with these three characters, with Connor, with Kara, and with Marcus. We will see how their fates are going to intertwine somehow in the future. But for now, they have three different stories that we're going to see together. I hope that we've learned a lot of interesting words, and just like we thought about a lot of interesting things. As I told you, you can summarize what you've seen, and this way helps you use the language that you learned in this video. That being said, I would like to thank you very much for watching this English in Action, this new series. We started with Detroit Become Human, but we're going to continue with some other stories, some other story-rich games. All right? With that being said, this is your host, Danny. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe and like. And of course, more important than that, leave your comments. We've had some questions. You may have some questions about some of the content we talked about. Please leave a comment and I will answer all your comments. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Don't forget, never stop learning with English Plus.